What is going on, everybody, guys? Bearded here, and welcome back to another game review powered by Cerberus Gaming. Big shout out to Red and the rest of the team for making these possible, and I'd also like to take a second to plug my personal channel, Bearded Shenanigans. If you like what you see, make sure to come on over and comment on my most recent video, Paprika, just to stir up the pot. Now that that intro's out of the way, let's get straight into it. Today we are taking a look at Orbital Bullet. This game was developed by Smokestab and published by Simple Entertainment. It's a 360 action platformer with roguelike elements. Let's get straight into the game itself, and by that I mean the looks. You can't judge a book till you read its cover, and the cover is juicy. It's a beautiful little game with a great color palette. To top all that off, let's just take in some of the audio. The soundtrack in this game really builds the mood and helps to immerse you into the world. Now that we have covered the basics, let's dive into the mechanics. What really makes the game tick? And to put it quite frank, it's got really intuitive controls and even has controller support, though I did not try this feature. The movement and shooting never felt clunky or weighted. Moving is easy and delightful like a fresh jelly donut. I know when I first started testing this game, trying to get into the hang of it, it snatched me up and it didn't let me go. I was stuck, gazing at my screen as if the screen slaver had taken control of me. I just couldn't get enough and kept coming back for more, just trying to get a little further than I did previously. So that leads us right into the next segment, combat. As you first start each run, you're on what can easily be described as a tutorial world. Ortham, which doesn't pose much threat like your neighbor's Chihuahua, but does do well to get you warmed up for harder worlds to come. Now as you move through each world, you only have one life, and this really makes each run mean something, and just kept drawing me back. Next we move on to Datus, and here we start to get into some tougher combat. All enemies require more damage and start to have some punishing blows. This is where you get hooked. Once completing the main cylinder, you come to your first boss fight, Gunner. And this guy, oh, let me tell you, he is going to give you the fury blows. But once you defeat him and catch your breath, you move into Muro. It's an underwater laboratory. Now, before you get hasty, not all games have terrible water levels. This one is delightful, and honestly, it's my favorite level in the whole game. I could keep replaying this section over and over and not get bored. Once you make your way to the bottom of the world, you're faced with the Overseer. Now before you look at me all sideways, I know it's ironic that both this game and the previous game I reviewed have the same boss name, but let's not let that ruin our fun here. He is a worthy foe and will make you work for it. Next we move to the Hellscape of Qarth, and this level just really has that greedy meat factory vibe. This level really gives me the creeps, but once you shake off your willies, you get to the third boss in the game, suitably named the Butcher. Now I left so many jokes on the table, but let's just move on. Next we come to the final level at this point of the game, Talos, which is a futuristic space base. I bet Elon would be proud. This is where the game really starts to punish you for cheating on that math test in primary school. Don't worry, I won't tell no one. But never fear, once at the end you come against the final boss, the Inquisitor. And this is where you would really hate to lose a run. Once defeated, this is where the game shines in my opinion. With all 4 main bosses beat, you unlock Overcharge Mode, which allows you to progressively beef up the enemies and environment to punish yourself even more. This will keep you busy for some time, but that's not all the game has to offer. While running the game, you may come across some Eternity Shards, which you must carry through the level with you until you find the Eternity Console. And now you have unlocked 3 additional game modes: Stage Mode, Hard Mode, and Endless Mode. If these don't tickle your fancy, try finishing all the missions. These require you to practically speedrun the entire game and truly challenge yourself. With all this talk of in-game, let's dive right into the leveling and skills tree. So each run has its own unique skill tree that you can advance while progressing through the run. And on top of that, your runner has his own skill tree, which is permanent to your runner. To level your runner skill tree, you must collect as much experience as you can through the run. and then you can start leveling up. This is one of the most satisfying parts of the game, being able to easily dominate each run. Next, with each mission you complete without a step stool, you are gifted unlock tokens. Take these, and now you can level up your class. Yes, this game has class. So once you decide which class you want to play, whether it be Mercenary, Hellion, Engineer, or Marauder, each having their own unique weapon buffs, which can be customized even more, granting them further abilities in addition to perks which can be added to the run skill tree. This means each time you play, your build will be different, your weapons will differ. It really is a game worth playing over and over again. I was really excited to give this game a try, and I'm super glad that I did. I feel that this one is one of those rare gems that shouldn't go unnoticed. The dev is actively working on the game, and there's new features and more worlds soon to come, which is super exciting. This is one of those games I'll play when I have some time to kill and or just want to escape and get sucked into an awesome platformer. So let's get into our closing remarks and talk about how this game holds up to the bearded scale, and this was a shock to me. It's rare to find a game I don't find issues with, especially betas. But this game was an exception. I have nothing bad to say about this game. It was super fun and can just suck you in for an eternity. It's got a super pleasing design accompanied by a super awesome soundtrack. Hits all my normal complaints about games right in the head. That is why, for the first time ever, I'm giving this game 10 out of 10 beers. Just a perfect gem. If you're looking for an action platformer, just get it. It's well worth the cost for the amount of hours you'll play. So that's my thought on this game. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and big thanks to the team over at Cerberus Gaming for making all this possible. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and if there's any game coming out you think we should review, leave a comment down below. But that's all we got time for today. It's been awesome. My name's Bearded, and I will catch you guys in the next one.